Your energy is absolutely amazing. From the moment you walked in the door, I'm like, you have all these women fantasizing over this character, right? But I know in real life, you're not going around killing people, shooting people and fighting, and you're not this badass. But I'm like, maybe he's going to come in and be the total opposite of his character. Very mellow, very cool, very introverted and quiet. I'm like, you came in, you have a beautiful personality.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you for having me here today.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, no, I ain't a killer, but don't push me. No, I'm playing. I mean, I think in all your roles that you do, they have shades of your own character within them. I think it's impossible to avoid that. So there are parts of Armando in me, definitely. But, you know, I'm my own person as well at the same
parts?
Time. I think Armando is fiercely loyal. He's a fiercely loyal guy, whether it was to his mother, played by Kate Del Castillo in the third film, or whether it's this new family, which he's found within Mike Lowry and the Bad Boys in the fourth film. You know, he's a very loyal guy. And I like to think that a bit of that part of Armando is in me.
I love that. Yeah. I had no idea until I started. So can I just tell you what I did?
What'd you do?
Okay. So I got invited to the premiere. I didn't go to the main premiere here in LA. I went to a little private premiere. Tasha Smith. Yes, Tasha, amazing.
Yeah, she's
my
great.
Girl. Hey, Tasha, we love you. She had a little intimate premiere. And I went and I'm screaming the whole movie for you. I'm like, okay, Martin, I love you.
Yeah.
Will, yes. Armando, please. You know, the whole movie, I'm just screaming for my man. And I'm like, I have to meet this guy. And your accent in the movie, I'm like, literally in the movie theater, I Googled you and found your Instagram and started following you.
You were having your phone out in the theater?
I had to do it.
Naughty.
So I found you and followed you. And then I started looking at your interviews, trying to get more of who you were in real life. And I'm like, you have this British accent.
Yeah.
And in the movie, it was a Spanish English accent, which is absolutely mind-blowing to a creative like me. The talent you have to do that. How do you even do that?
Well, the British accent I'm doing right now is fake. It just makes me sound more clever.
Stop playing, babe.
Yeah, I just like to keep them on their toes. You know? The Spanish accent was something which I worked on, but I found it pretty quickly within the development of the character in the audition process for the third film.
Wow.
Yeah, I find like once I find the voice of my guy, then everything else falls into place.
Can you do Armando's voice real quick?
You got to do the eyebrows first. You know, you got to work in there. You go. Oh, some terrible fucking fugitives.
Jesus.
That okay? You get that?
Well, okay, we got it. We got it. Okay, go back to normal. Oh, Jesus, now I'm sweating again. I just got the sweat off of me, and now I'm sweating again. So I want to ask you this, because obviously you are very handsome. You're very beautiful. Not only are you physically beautiful, like I said, when you walked in the door, your energy, your heart, your aura is absolutely amazing. But how does that feel? And I can come from another perspective too, because I'm an artist, I'm an entertainer, I'm a comedian, I'm an actress trying to get into the acting world. Nowhere near where you are, but
it's coming.
It's coming.
It's all coming.
It's coming.
Yeah.
But how people look at your character compared to who you really are and how they treat you based off your character. Because right now, you're being lusted over by millions of women across the world.
Yeah.
Like, of course, it can be fun and it can be cool, but sometimes that can get like, that's not really who I am.
You know, to be honest with you, B, it feels like everyone who has come up to me since this film has come out has been super respectful.
Okay, good.
Super kind.
Good.
Full of like honest compliments. So I think that, whatever you want to call it, lustful nature toward this character of Armando is certainly reserved for online.
Okay.
People pop off online.
Yeah, but in person
it's always super respectful and nice. Yeah. So I love that. I love meeting people who have spent their hard-earned money to go and watch the film. I think it's like the least I can do to say hello and take a picture. Like I enjoy all that.
Yeah. So I started getting, obsessed with Googling you.
Okay.
Because I was like, in case this is my husband, I need to know. I need to know where he comes
from. Your homework.
I had to do my homework. So you've been acting since you were 9 months old.
Yeah.
Which that's what they said. But what was you saying? Goo goo gaga?
When I was cast in that film, it was a bit of a stretch for me. I played a baby, which was, a tough call, but I really dug deep.
But you got paid for it.
I did get paid, but the funny thing is with that one, when I was a baby, I had quite a deep voice. like a low decibel
a low
tone
cry,
like a low cry, like
a Armando cry.
Goo goo gaga. You know? Like, kind of boss
oh
baby.
My goodness.
Yeah.
So
but they ended up ADRing all of my cries out. They replaced it with some professional voiceover baby.
Seriously?
For real.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I turned up on set and I started crying.
Like for real.
Because I'm a baby. And the director's like, what the fuck is that noise? Where's that coming from? That baby?
No,
not gonna work.
We're not doing that.
So yeah, I learned from a young age that, it's a cutthroat industry.
It's like you can get cut out at any time.
Even when you got
Edit
the
it
job,
out, even when you got it. So from 9 months old, doing all of these films, you've done some amazing things. Bad Boys is not just like your own. You've been acting for a long, long time. Would you consider this your breakout role?
Certainly. I mean, I feel like it's the biggest project I've been involved with, and the character, having played him twice now, it's the first time I've really been able to develop his journey and his arc over years. So I just think Armando is such an incredible character to revisit. He's kind of like a Swiss Army man.
Yeah.
You can put him anywhere in any situation and he'll hold his own. He can fly helicopters and drive boats and motorcycles and use any weapon on the earth, and his hands included. So that's just like physical aspect of him. But I was interested in like the vulnerability of him. And,
So how do you tap into that vulnerability though? Like, are you going to moments in your real life where you had like, obviously I'm an actress, so I know, but I don't take class like I should. I'm more focused on my comedy right now.
Yeah.
So I'm not in it like you. Like the real character work, I can't say I've gotten to the point where I've got a role where I've had to really, really, really do that.
Well, I mean, all props to you, B, because making someone laugh is far more difficult than making them cry. I feel like, I feel like in terms like, you don't have to do as much dramatically to hit somebody in the heartstrings but making someone laugh, you really have to be funny. Right?
Okay.
You know what I mean? I find that difficult to do, man. So yeah, big fan of your work for sure.
Thank you.
But tapping into the characters' emotional level, I like to do a character Bible for all my roles.
Okay.
So I like to know from like the moment they're born to the moment the film starts.
How was their life?
Where have they been?
Wow.
And then I break it down into sections. And part of the process of investigating Armando and who he would have been was where he was born. And I found out that in Latin America, when in the women's jails, if you're pregnant when you go to jail and you have the kid in jail, they can stay with you in there until they're 6 years old.
Wow.
So there's this incredible photographer who did these pictures in this women's prison in Mexico. And it's like a creche. There's like all these kids running around this prison, and all the female inmates are helping raise them all. So I was like, damn, that's where Armando grew up.
That's where he was.
The first 6 years of his life was in a jail.
Okay.
And then I thought, wow, what would it be like to be separated from your mother at that time? Like the only love that you've had, the true love that you've had. And then where was you raised? Who was you raised by after? What happens, So anytime I'm on set and I need to tap into something, that's in the subconscious because I've done the work on the character beforehand.
Yeah, and you do that every character.
Yeah.
And because like you said, this is your breakout role, but you've been acting for so long. Do you feel like your relationships, your life, your personal life, even the love life, you have to approach it differently now because you're Armando. Like you're this heartthrob now before the world, gaining so many followers, gaining so much recognition in interviews, and people like me hitting you up like, I gotta get you on the pod. I want to hear you. I was like, I want to hear you. And look, y'all, he was like, email my PR. I was like, I'm not gonna get this man. He don't want to talk to me. I done DM'd him.
Like, Gary, get me on this show.
I was like, I emailed him. He was like, I'm gonna handle it. I'm gonna have him respond. And they responded. I was like, oh my God. I was just so excited to see who you were outside of this character. But when you start getting that elevation, like you said, relationships change, love life change. How do you approach that now? Because it's like a woman coming at you now, like me. I'm like, Armando. But it's like, who is Jacob? Dating has to be super different, a different approach in this season, I would think.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't really run into any issues thus far with all of that stuff, but I do certainly think that every role you play, every character you play leaves its scars on you.
Man.
And it affects you, and you can't help but carry that with you into your life. But
because people see you like that, or you're saying because of your experience on set?
Well, my experience with shooting and life in general, of these characters and them being a part of me. But at the same time, you know, being an actor is an interesting thing because you have to empty your cup before you fill it up again.
Wow.
You pick up all these incredible skills like horse riding or bow and arrow shooting or weapons training or martial arts, whatever it may be. And you do hold on to those things as you move on from the character. But in order to create space for the new thing that you made, new character that you are,
you have to let that other character go.
Let it pass.
See, if I was your girlfriend, I'd be like, look now, you method acting. Armando, we are not in the prison. We in the house.
Yeah, we are here.
I'm trying to make some enchiladas.
I told you, it's tough to be an actor.
Do you method act?
You know, I think that word method has been like, it's been a bit muddled and confused now because the original idea of it is somewhere so far from what it is now.
Which is what?
I think like you can have a method and that be your method.
Got you.
And it's like, I think it's Tom Hardy who said it. It's like, I'm paraphrasing here, but it's like, does it work or does it not work? And that's the method, you know, in between that.
Okay.